Welcome to Panorama Deluxe for season 3, and it's number 4. And for today, we have a very special guest from Chicago, Bobby Conn, who just released a new album, the German label Tapete, the album called Bobby's Place. So, hello, dear Bobby, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. It's morning here in Chicago.
It's the afternoon in France, time difference.
Yeah,
and
sunny morning here in Chicago.
So, I would like to know about this new album, Bobby's Place, the concept. Every time you release a new album, there's a strong concept. Of this one is about, let's say, a parallel universe, you starting some businesses. I know the reason of inspiration are difficult sometimes to point down, but why did you come with that idea?
Well, I guess so. I was thinking mainly of starting a situation comedy, a TV show, like a workplace comedy where called Bobby's Place, where every episode I try to start a business and it fails by the end of the episode. So every week would be a new business, and I have like a hot dog stand, a tire changing place, a nail salon, sperm bank, just various bad business ideas, and just kind of to show what it's like to live in America right now in this sort of like where everyone has to be extremely optimistic and always grinding for the next dollar, and how that kind of like erodes your brain a little bit, and of course being Bobby Conn, I'm very optimistic about everything, even in the face of total failure and defeat at every turn. I just keep on coming back for more. So that was the idea that's one idea for Bobby's Place, and that's basically the side one songs, with like the title song Bobby's Place, which would be the theme song for the situation comedy, and I'm still working on filming that, but hopefully that'll come out in the next 6 months or so. And then the other side of the record, side A, is more of an abstract, psychedelic fantasy space. So that's the concept. I don't know, concept albums, like, I don't know if the concepts necessarily have to be so coherent, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They just have to be coherent to me, and then I think listeners pick up on it, maybe. I don't know.
So let's listen to J&B, and I just would like to add to listeners, if you listen some drills, it's because Angels in the Night Button is rehearsing on the apartment next door. So let's listen to J&B and go back to the interview.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is an instrumental, but it make me think about what you say about things changing all the time, and but your concept album shouldn't be that coherent. It reminds me of Philip K. Dick, who says that it's difficult to keep an universe in place. On basically, it was asking as well himself at the base of reality. Do you think that it's difficult for you to, or is a question cross your mind to think about if realities keep changing, or it's difficult to stay sane, or to see if there's a current reality around you?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is, in the face of despair, I always turn to fantasy. That's my method of coping, and so, and also my attention span is very short. So I get interested in many things all at once, and I want to do all those things at the same time. And it's very, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit, I don't know what the term is these days, neurodivergent in that way. Or crazy, I guess, is the old way. But so I guess I'm always like, I think J&B, that song in particular, kind of like I'm trying to do so much at the same time, and that's like kind of like a little bit of a picture of inside my brain a lot. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, and as well, if you go back to know about reality, and today, I mean, about pop music, for example, most of the people were listening to different radios and on TV, but everyone got some common references. But today, with digital age, people can stay in their own bubble, and it's maybe difficult to have a pop hit nowadays, because everyone is in his own bubble and with our algorithm. And so the question I would like to ask you is, do you think it makes people crazier to stay in their own bubble?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I guess one thing that I do kind of appreciate about today with, like, the fact that with streaming services, like, basically everyone has access to the whole history of recorded music all at the same time. And so it's really about, like, when I was a kid, it was, like, really hard to find the music. You had to actually search it out, and now it's just there on the internet. But it means that your choices are, because everyone has the same resources, more or less, it's like what you pick, And so what I've noticed with young people, they don't really care about, like, one genre versus another, like if they're into metal, or if they're into hip-hop, or if they're into noise music, or like everything, and they don't care about they're not even aware of the history a lot of times, that like that something's old versus something new, and so it all just kind of blends together. So I guess I really enjoy people that really drill down into their playlists that are super esoteric and weird and specific, and seeing how that works. And in a way, that's kind of like how I've always approached music, because I've never been very good at keeping my interests separate. So I'm kind of like things like I don't know, like 1,000 gecs or 100 gecs or whatever, like that hyper pop stuff, like that's a kind of music that I don't really want to listen to, but I appreciate that it exists, because it's like just this like intense distillation of like every single influence all at once. Like I appreciate that mentality. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I think that like if you live only in your little bubble, I mean, obviously that's dangerous, like for society, as a human being. But as a creative person, I think it can be kind of interesting.
Yeah. And so let's listen to Nostalgia, which is one of the last track on one of side 2 of your Bobby's Place album, and then we will talk about Nostalgia.
Okay.
You may have heard this song before. It's in a style that's not so common anymore. You may recall a distant memory from when you were small, a safe and happy melody. Nostalgia, the comforts of the past. Nostalgia, we've got to make our moment last. Remember, but never accurately. This isn't history, it's just another old man's fantasy. That's right. You got it. You have been told how good things used to be by folks who are old and frightened of mortality. It's just a lie, protects the status quo. Someday they'll die, and then you'll get your chance to know. Nostalgia, a window to the past. Nostalgia, forgotten treasures in the trash. Remember, but never accurately. This isn't history, it's just another old man's fantasy. Oh, you got it. That's nice.
Thanks.
Looking good, Monica.
You too, Bobby. Mr. Conn! Mr. Conn!
Why, hey there, Danny.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Miss Boo Boo. What are you guys doing?
What's it look like we're doing? We're dancing.
Yeah. Dancing? Huh. Oh, I guess you are.
Come on, Danny. Dance with us.
Come on. I don't know.
Come on, Danny. You can do it.
Give it a try, Danny. Okay. Like this?
Yeah. That's great. Look at him go.
Wow, Danny. This is fun.
Of course it's fun, Danny. Everybody can dance. Nostalgia, the way things used to be. Nostalgia, let's deny reality. Remember, but never accurately. This isn't history, it's just another old man's fantasy.
Okay, so it was Nostalgia, and can you tell us a little bit, because there is Monica Bouboun in it, and it's quite a chic, tongue-in-cheek track with you dancing and Monica too, and can you tell us a little bit about Nostalgia, and maybe where you stand in your nostalgia? What you?
Yeah, I mean, nostalgia is basically nostalgia as a concept is the most dangerous thing that's happening in the world right now, where we are, certainly in America and maybe in Europe too, where we are being ruled by this older generation that is insisting that they shove their memory of this golden era down our throats. Basically the fantasies of old men in power are what's destroying the planet. And if anyone who listens to this podcast is under the age of 40, let's say, like, you really don't be seduced by nostalgia. It is so dangerous. It's garbage. You have to build a better world, and you can't rely on people like me to help you, because we are part of the problem. My generation and the generations after, we are totally part of we've caused this horrible world, and you have to fix it. So that's what nostalgia is about. However, it's way more fun than that, because it is about dancing.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Danny, our foster child, makes an appearance in the song, and I think it'll be more clear when the nostalgia video comes out. People get a chance to see, who Danny is and see how he dances. Yeah, so that's what nostalgia is about. But actually, I have to say that as a track, like we're kind of the rhythm section. The band is we were probably happiest with that, how that one turned out of all the songs on the whole record. It's got the smoothest groove. We really love nostalgia. That was a real fun one to record.
And about one last thing about nostalgia, it's I suppose to have a golden, supposedly golden age, which didn't exist really. But you know what? The movie, the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and they say that if the legend is better than the reality, print the legend. And isn't it basically what the media is all about, to print the legend?
Yeah, I mean that's always what we humans are always seduced by the legend, because the story is more exciting than the reality, and you always make the story, you always lie a little bit to make the story better, and that's the danger. But a society that's built on lies is not a good one, as we are finding out in America right now, and maybe for a long time, but certainly right now. So so that's the thing. I mean, it's just like that's kind of I'm cynical and optimistic at the same time. I guess that's the way it goes, and that's been the problem with Bobby Conn. I think that people don't understand when I'm being serious and when I'm being joking, and I guess I don't really care. I don't really try to help the audience too much figure out which is which. So that's for you to decide. You listen. You like it, you don't like it. I don't know.
Yes, it's good to have some freedom of mind when you listen to music. Instead, you have underline on the artist telling you when you have to laugh, when you have to cry, when you have to be happy or not. And as you say, it's up to the audience to decide. So maybe people are afraid of freedom when they don't tell what to think. That basically asking people to think by themselves.
Yeah, I think I really, well, the music I like is music that confuses me. Whenever I'm confused by music, I tend to like it. And so I always try to make my own music very confusing, where it's like you don't understand what is happening and why it's happening. Those are things that I find very interesting in music and in art. And so that's always been my goal, is to confuse the audience as much as possible. And hopefully, some people find that irritating and some people find that interesting. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's been my MO.
Okay, so let's listen to Disaster from the previous album Recovery, and then we'll go back to the interview on Panorama Deluxe.
It's a disaster, the one we've always feared. It's a disaster we've been waiting for years. And now we'll get to see how this thing ends. It's a disaster. It's just you and I. Don't mind the chills, the rotten fruit, so hold your head high. We'll stare them down as they strip us bare. We will not bend, we will not break. We just don't care. It's a disaster with nothing left to fear. It's a disaster. Yeah, we made it all these years, and now we'll get to see how this thing ends. I'm proud to say that you have been my friend.
Okay, so this was Disaster from Recovery, your previous album, and I was thinking about just the word disaster. There's a lot of of declinist people telling that you economically or on the planet we are going toward a disaster, and it's like end of a millennium panic, and people think it is the end of the world, and so do you think in modern America people are anxious about a disaster to come?
Yes. Yeah, people have been, well, I mean, Americans are, we've been terrified of the Armageddon, like that's like a national hobby in America. I mean, and it goes across, the political spectrum. Like on the right, people, the right is terrified of like woke culture and like socialism, and they're terrified of that, and they're terrified of the loss of the patriarchy and like racial status. It's like all this crazy crap that's happening. And then on the left, people are terrified of fascism, of climate change, of of inequality. I mean, so it's always a disaster. I guess for me, that the image that I have for that song is it's about a couple. I think maybe me and Monica Boo Boo, and we're in front of a burning like a burning city, and but I'm dressed in a tuxedo, Monica's in a beautiful gown, and we're holding hands and jumping into the flames, and that's what the song is for me. And again, trying to embrace the madness, hopefully with someone that you love, and that's what that song is about. And I like it because again, I think it kind of turned out the way I wanted it to. So sonically, musically.
One last question before we say goodbye. I would like to know if you have something to say to your European, and more precisely to your French audience, if you are coming back to France, and maybe as well the way France influence you when you go there, and what you understand from it and think was challenging for you.
Well, we'd love to come back to France, and I'm hoping that we come back in spring of 2026. Hopefully in March or April. So we're talking about that already. And hello, Kitty.
Hello, there's a kitty that's just coming here. It's incredible. I've got a kitty, I've got the drill, I've got everything today, but I will incorporate that in my podcast. My kitty is called Linus.
Hi, Linus. Linus. Nice. Yeah. So, and I don't know, and we're huge fans of I think the whole history of French pop and French weird music from Vanier and Michel
Colombier.
And, yeah, and many others, along with like, I don't know, all that sort of like, I mean, of course, like Daft Punk and all that style of music. So, and yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan. This may be corny, but I'm a big fan of Justice. So like all of that stuff really works for me, and so hopefully we can come and share some music in France, and I would really love to do it. So, and apologies for not speaking French, but we'll work on it.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time, and strongly recommend people to check out Bobby's Place, just out this week.
Yeah, it comes out Friday. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.